Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Top Producers Nation podcast. This, of course, is the podcast that is made to help you become a top producer in your desired market, wherever that may be, or maintain your status as a top producer, wherever that may be. If you're a broker and a team leader and you want to develop more top producers in your team, you can do that through a lot of the principles taken from this show and from our interviews, as well as our online resources. If you go to topproducersnation.com, you'll see a different online community. You'll see different softwares and platforms and coaching. We have a lot of different build outs there to help with all different elements of your team and your business. And so we'd love to grab a call with you if you'd like to learn more on how to be able to do that. Just grab that at topproducersnation.com. We, of course, powered on a local level by our Tampa Bay Real Producers franchise here, where we feature the top 500 producing agents in the Tampa Bay market. We have a monthly magazine called Tampa Bay Real Producers, of course, that does that. And we host over 40 events a year with some of those top producers here in our local market. One of which is our guest right now in studio, who was in our featured agent category. I believe it was September, I want to say, was our month that we had you in. Is that right?
I believe so.
September of this
August,
year.
yeah.
Kelly Ackley is in-house. How are you, Kelly?
Hello.
It's
so
good
happy to
have
be
you.
here.
I'm glad to have you on the show.
Yeah.
I know that I met Kelly really for the first time on a yacht recently.
Yeah, I know.
So we had a fun
Beautiful
MVP
sunset.
social event where we brought Kelly on and had other top producers there, and it was cool to hang out with you that evening, and we talked about you getting here in studio, and now here you are.
Here I am.
Amazing
here
how
I
that
am.
works
yeah,
out. So
that was a great get-together. Good job.
I'm glad you had fun with it. Yeah, no
did.
doubt. So let's start a little bit for people who might not know your story at all, didn't get a chance to check it out yet, which, by the way, you can go to TampaBayRealProducers.com to find Kelly's story and be able to check it out there. But did you grow up in Tampa? If not, how'd you get here?
Yeah,
and how'd you get yourself interested in real estate?
It's a funny story, right? It's a funny story, but grew up down on the beaches, originally in northeastern Ohio, vacationed every summer as a child, Indian Rocks Beach, moved down here at 12.
The beaches of northeastern Ohio?
Is there
such a thing?
No. I mean, there's Lake Erie, believe me, and that just brings snow, not sunshine, and gray skies. So, yeah, we came down to Indian Rocks Beach and summered. So we moved down here when I was 12. I grew up down on the beaches and in the area. Moved to Tarpon Springs. And funny enough, I was in a situation. I was married for a long time with 3 children, and I'd worked for my ex-husband for a long time, and I needed
what kind of business was that again?
A moving company.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
Nice. Perfect fit for you.
Let me tell you, that was a rough one. It's really hard to find good movers.
What did you do for the company?
Just the office.
Okay.
I just ran the office, and did the marketing and things like that with
Gotcha.
the kids. But I wanted my own money. I wanted to be able to have my own income to be able to make any changes in my life I needed to make.
Sure.
And I went into it. I had started real estate and really sick. Ended up with Lyme disease. 10-year battle of lost my memory, left me with some nerve damage. It was just really rough.
Wow.
And through that, especially the memory loss, I knew that as soon as I felt like I was smart again and I could handle my things, I knew I wanted to go back into real estate. So I did. I went back in. I got my license.
And then got sick after
So
getting
I
licensed?
was working for a broker, Roger Fruits, with Fruits Real Estate, and I started as a receptionist.
Okay.
And then I became his assistant. And then he wanted me as his licensed assistant, got me in real estate school, was halfway through real estate school, and got very, very sick. So it ended there. So I picked it back up as soon as I was better. And I did relapse a couple times once I started because I work hard. But it taught me a lot, that whole journey. And tenacity is
10 years of that, huh?
10 years.
Were you working during those 10 years?
No, I was helping my husband with the ex-husband with the moving company.
Okay.
And doing things like that.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't have really functioned as a realtor. So talk about being so appreciative, right? And just realizing where blessings come from. And I was really appreciative to be able to come back and be able to be a regular person, a person who was able to have my wits around me. And I love real estate. I have houses. I like them. I like properties, you know, but my thing is the people, right? The relationships. I love it. I dig it because I feel like I can make any situation better.
What year was it that you started feeling better and getting back into this full time?
2012, 2013
Okay.
Is when I came back, and then just kind of started with a small brokerage in Tarpon. Got my first lead, closed a deal within 6 weeks, and ended up making $70,000 that first year with no experience in a small brokerage. But I just hustle, tenacity and hustle. Those are like Really important.
Good qualities in any business. I don't care what you're doing.
Right? Yeah. Absolutely. And it's such a relationship-based business. These are stressful times people are going through.
Yep.
And that's my thing. I like to help there. So,
well, you've been in the business now long enough now that you've seen different markets like ebb and flow, and you've seen the crazy boom of 2021, and you've seen a different market we're in now, and even going back to 2013 and so forth. Yeah. And so when you think about your journey so far, you mentioned off camera that your best year ever is this year, I think.
Absolutely.
Right? 2025, which is amazing and great to hear. A lot of agents are struggling or, seeing differences, I would say, in their market, in their business this year compared to others.
Yeah.
Give me a little snapshot on has the business just kind of gradually grown over the years, or has it been a little bit more of a roller coaster experience?
Well, it's been both. I do a lot on my own, so I get really, really busy, right? And then the lead generation doesn't always happen. But what I've been able to do is right now, all of my business comes from repeat and referrals. Okay. I don't buy leads. It's just building those relationships that started. Yep. It's also a personal thing because when I was married and children were younger, it was really hard for me to work as hard as I wanted to. I wanted to be there for my family and my kids, and it was a different thing. So about 4 years ago, my daughter's 21 now, my youngest. So it gave me the opportunity to just do everything that I wanted to do. All of the ideas that I had in my head to improve my business and to improve my care of clients, I was able to put forth. And I think that's really what happened. And it was a thing for me. In 2020, I left my ex-husband and I was in Tarpon. My first 10 years of business, first 8 years of business was in Tarpon Springs. That was my sphere. Yep. And even though I grew up down at the beaches, as soon as I left him, I came back down to Clearwater Beach and Sand Key. And that's where I live now. Well, I lived in Indian Rocks Beach first, but I had to regrow that network. And it took me about 5 years to really get in and know, because we need to know what's happening in the neighborhood. We need to know who's mad at who and who likes who and whose daughter's getting divorced. And that's what realtor's job is figure out the gossip and be able to serve the community at the highest levels. Exactly. Right? And see where I fit best. And that's really, it took some time. So time is really the solver of so many issues that people don't realize. If we just sit a little bit and keep working, I really try to I live in a lot of faith. I put one foot in front of the other on a consistent basis and just try to do the best I can. And I go over and above. I know people tell me that for my clients, but why not? Yeah, why not? No, first of all, my deal is to get the deal closed, right? We all want to win.
Sure.
But if there's extra things, I helped to move someone packed 12 hours yesterday at a house, to get them gone.
A broken toe to speak
and
to
a broken toe. Yes, I wasn't going to tell her that. I felt so bad. So she's watching this podcast. I'm sorry, Kelly. It's okay. It's fine. It's taped up.
That's how committed she is to Kelly serving too. You. Whatever. Yeah. Her name's what?
Her name is Kelly too.
Kelly too. She's there, broken toe and all, just to make sure she provides the goods. So that's exciting.
But it's taking care of people.
So let's talk about. You said Sand Key is an area now.
Sand Key is where I live now.
So it sounds like your kind of philosophy in terms of how you built your business has been revolved around farming in specific areas, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The farming, I have Bel Air farmed, but really it's me. It's if the realtors really need to just build relationships with people. And,
and where you live, it seems like your personal network. Obviously, you're serving your community by living in the community and wanting to get involved in the community.
Chambers of commerces are really important. Any kind of volunteer work that you can do. After the storms, living down on the beach, that was a big one. First 3 months of my job was not selling real estate. It was rescuing people, helping people. What can I do? It wasn't thinking, I had an agent at that point who's thinking, wow, we're not really making any money. And I said, but that's not what it's about right now.
Right.
What it's about, the way that we build business is we have people trust us because they know that we're doing the best for them. And that's not about the money. It's not about the commission. That has to be the side piece. So you had asked me how many deals I'd done this year, right? I don't count. I don't even, You're
not tracking that.
No, yeah. I just, when it comes to me, I've been very blessed, especially this last year or two of things coming to me. And I just got to say, it's taking care of your people.
Totally. So walk us through a little bit of how you approach that. So when you think about your process and how you serve your customers at the highest level, where does that normally start? Is it when you first meet somebody, certain expectations that you think you're shaping in the very beginning? Are there certain things you're doing during the flow? All these deals all kinds of things happen during these processes, right?
Yeah.
So your ability to communicate with them when things are happening, I'm sure, is a huge part of this.
Absolutely.
But do you have anything that's intentionally planned into your process that you know has been helpful in having that retention, that loyalty, and obviously having that turn into an eventual referral?
I mean, for me, it's just pain and pleasure. That's a simple thing for me. Every time that I meet someone, what is their pain point? What is their pleasure point? And how can I help with either? You know, so I don't, a business isn't what comes out first. I don't think ever. I think just me and my personality and how I'm communicating with them and listening. You've got to listen. But I know my facts. I know my numbers. I know my market. I know my area. And that's important. You need to know those things. You really need to, you know, I can walk in and be really nice and really friendly and tell them I'm going to do what I'm going to do, but I need to have something to back it up.
Sure.
Social media, internet marketing, that has been very big for me. Video walkthroughs have been phenomenal. And agents, you need to start doing them. I'm telling you, it is. So now we know that the first 10 most beautiful pictures in your whole camera roll for the listing need to be put first. Everybody has a short attention span. If you don't catch them in those first 10 pictures, they're swiping on to the next house on Zillow or Realtor.com. So what happened to me, I'm a symmetry. I like order. That doesn't do order. You can't tell how the house is laid out. So what I do now is I do video walkthroughs. So I will, you know, have a videographer show up with a camera and a microphone, and I walk through the house and talk about it. So they get the flow. And it's so much more about telling the people the experience of living not only in the house but in the area. You can see it's a 5-bedroom, you know, 4-bath house, 4,500 square feet on the water. You can see those things. I want to teach people what it's like to live there. And when I explain that to my clients, I think that they see the vision a little bit more than, you know, maybe it's something a little bit different and out of the box.
What percentage of your business, Kelly, is circled around Sand Key or that local geographic area?
Yeah, I mean, Indian Rocks Beach, I'm pretty heavy in right now. But I sell all over Pinellas. I would say all the way from, you know, Seminole, Largo, north. Some in St. Pete, but with my sphere being in Tarpon Springs for so long, I still do Tarpon, Palm Harbor. You know, I do Holiday, Newport Richie. I'll sell anything. I'll sell anything. I've got a $109,000 mobile home I'm selling for a very, very good friend of mine whose mom passed away. Like, it's not about the price, right? It's about the experience. And when you tell people that, you can tell people all day long what you do and who you are, but you've really got to find ways to show them.
Yeah.
Right.
That speaks a lot louder than words.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Do you find yourself working with buyers and sellers, or do you specialize in one or the other?
I'm probably about 70-30, maybe about 80-20 right now.
On the listing side?
With listing side, yeah.
Okay.
I did buyers for a long time. I did not get into luxury until really about 4 or 5 years ago. I started thinking, you know, maybe this is what I want to do. I enjoy it. I enjoy the clients. I enjoy the houses. You know, it's a little bit more work and it's a lot more marketing money.
Yep.
Right. But it's just something
hopefully the
I enjoy.
return is better as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then I'm still selling whatever I need to. But buyers come to me, you know, if they've known me or if I've sold to them before. I did have a buyer's agent with me, and that's been my hardest thing, is finding leverage, finding people that work like I do.
Do you still have a buyer's agent? Or
I
no?
do not.
Okay.
I do not.
So your focus is really on your brokerage isn't necessarily the brand that's being promoted, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're promoting Kelly Ackley as the brand.
Absolutely.
Premier Sothebys, I'm sure, provides some software programs and things to support you. Yeah.
I mean, they are global. So
Yeah.
Premier Sothebys, to be able to walk in and say the word Sotheby's, it does matter, especially with high-end.
And there is a luxury reputation there for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then I have people that, you know, I just listed a $229,000 home for a past client that I sold 6 years ago. Can you sell this?
Yeah.
You have the Sotheby's name. Of course I can, because it's me. It's me. Sotheby's is amazing at supporting me. They've got amazing exposure and marketing material. And my broker, Kathleen Ogilvy, is incredible. Amazing.
Shout out to you, Kathy.
Kathleen, she's made all the difference. She has made a big difference. She told me I was going to have a $10 million year, and now I'm, you know, a little bit more than halfway through, and I hit 10 million. So
that's awesome. And it's not even over yet. The sky is the limit.
Right?
The sky is the limit,
Honestly.
Kelly, for sure. So I love that. So we've been touched on a couple of different things so far. We talked about some luxury focus just recently. Obviously, we've talked about farming and how that has worked for you. So have you always had the mindset that you weren't going to necessarily invest in like a bunch of lead sources and lead flow, and you wanted it to grow kind of organically from the beginning?
No, because I actually started with leads.
Okay.
I was a Zillow. I bought leads from Zillow, which
Okay.
worked pretty well. I bought leads from Realtor.com when you were the only agent who got the lead.
Yeah.
Now there's like 10
Different world
agents.
there too, huh?
Right? You've got 10 people calling you within 10 minutes. I'd hang up on like 9 of them.
Right.
I don't, that's not my business.
Yep.
I don't cold call. I had a broker tell me that I was never going to succeed if I didn't cold call. It's not my thing. If I ever need to, I will. I'll do whatever I need to do.
Sure.
But so far, just building relationships, fostering relationships, letting people know I care because I really, really do.
Sure.
That seems to bring things in. But I have no problem buying leads. It's not. I know that people do it, so nothing against people, especially if you're moving to an area that you're not familiar with and you don't have that sphere. I think that's mandatory to get going because that's how you get the people to build the relationships that are going to continue to feed you. And let me tell you, being in business this long, it's beautiful to see it come back. It's
Absolutely.
so good. You sold my grandma a house, 7 years ago, or you sold my son, or now I just had.
Do you do anything to keep intentionally in touch with all of your past clients over the years?
Working on that. So that is something. Instagram, Facebook has been amazing. I get leads off Facebook all the time and they're free.
Sure.
Right? It's just I just let people know what I do. I'm sorry, what was the question?
Do you do anything intentional to try to connect with past clients that you have served over the years?
So interestingly enough, I met Thomas with Stellar AI at your event, at the MVP event. So I have recently purchased that program.
Okay.
It's an AI bot. I'm still getting it set up because my database is a mess. So get your databases in order, get them tagged correctly because you can't do anything without it. I have a database of like 8,300 and nobody else can go through it because nobody else knows who's who. But this
is that
bot,
database held within Premier Sothebys? Like, is that it's your own software?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, I use Follow Up Boss.
I got you.
They have theirs, which I use, but no, I try to keep all of my things separate. I don't usually use a brokerage email.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep your own
but
brand.
this AI bot, this is what I want it to do. I want it to love up on my people, and I want it to be true and valid. I don't want it to be cheesy. There's an AI bot voice. I'm not ready for that because that doesn't sound as natural, but I think about my people all the time. And so I just want them to know, like, how are you doing? Happy birthday.
Totally.
I don't have time to do all that. I'm working right now, probably close to 80 hours a week.
Yep.
I work all day, I get dinner, I come home and I sit. Last night, I put a listing on the market at midnight. Well, 11:58 because I told him it would be on the market by midnight, and it was a $2 million lake house.
You made it happen.
It's amazing lake house. Yeah,
it's amazing what we can get done in those last couple of minutes of a deadline, isn't it?
I work very well under pressure, which I think is also
Most
been
top
part of my
producers do.
success. Yeah.
So how do you, I guess, just plow through and balance everything that is needed as an independent agent? Social media, you talked about, these video walkthroughs. I'm assuming you have some good videographers and team members that help with all that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there in reality, just being a great social media marketer is a full-time job in and of itself, never mind actually doing real estate and serving all those things. So do you feel like you've gotten good at leveraging other people and systems at all, or is that still part of that's the evolution, huh?
That is what I am trying to do. Yeah. I thought I had a buyer's agent, who I was training. But they move on and I get that. And relationships don't always work, but
do you want to have more and build a team, or have you?
I would love to build a team.
Okay.
I have business to build a team.
Okay.
I have referrals coming in. And here's the thing. When someone calls me and says, Kelly, you sold my grandma a house 5 years ago and I really want to use you and I'm busy.
Yeah.
And I have to refer it to someone else in my brokerage.
Yeah.
I don't like that. It does hurt because that person came to me.
Right.
And I don't want them to feel like I'm not paying attention to them or loving up on them. So this is where I'm struggling right now, is just balance. I'm working on balance. I'm sure that will come, but I am struggling, trying to find, I need someone who treats my clients like I do and who works as hard as I do, or at least close to it. I'm not going to make anybody else work 80 hours a week, but
I'm surprised in a way with your network, you haven't had more people raise their hand and say, hey, I want to be an agent like you.
So I have about 8 or 9 people at Keller Williams K-Score school because they have the free real estate school. I'm not with them anymore. I would be getting a great pay if I was still there by people making money. But there are some people, and actually my 21-year-old daughter is in real estate school.
Okay.
And she's like a mini me.
There you go.
Better at everything. Yeah. She is. She's smarter, funnier,
I find that hard
more
to believe,
well-spoken.
Kelly.
Oh, if you meet Caitlin, you would know. So, I'm hoping that she can help,
Cool. She have an interest in being on the team and creating the Ackley.
She does.
The awesome Ackley team.
She wants to keep the Ackley legacy going, because I do have other things that I want to do. And I love what I'm doing right now, but I do have other goals. They're all real estate driven, but I do have some other things. Well, I'd really like to start a coaching business.
Okay.
I'd like to take agents, and I have some special things I won't talk about yet, but there's offering more than what coaches offer now, because realtors that are new really need hands-on, right at the moment help. And that's very hard to get. But there's something that I can do, and I know that I can also scale it. So I work with a lot of realtors, and there's some really great ones.
Work with them where?
Oh, well, in deals.
Okay.
In deals.
Gotcha.
Obviously, Sotheby's,
right.
They're amazing.
Gotcha.
They're really great there. Everybody shares and helps. But I work with some great realtors on deals, and then, to be honest, some of them are not. And the average is higher.
The majority
are
generally more on the not side than the.
And that frustrates me. I think people are forgetting how much responsibility we really hold within a real estate deal. I don't care if it's a $200,000 condo. That's more money than that person has probably ever spent in their life. Nobody's life stops when they're selling or buying a house.
Yeah.
They're still dealing with all the stuff that we deal with on a crazy a life. And so it's our job to go in, absorb that stress, do the best we can. And one, I think coaching, the training is lacking. I think brokerages try, but I don't think they're really cutting the mustard yet.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of uneducated realtors out there. I also talk to realtors, it's mindset. And I'm not going to be, motivating these realtors per se on a regular basis, but I want them to understand that if you can't change the situation, the only thing you can change is the way you look at it. And believe it or not, that changes things.
Amen.
It does, right? So
these
are the things. You've just got to care enough.
I think we talked about on the boat our Tony Robbins backgrounds, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, right? Yes.
I think I remember that.
But it's good stuff.
It is. And it's really important to have the right mindset, the right focus. What you focus on expands and all that. Yeah. It's just true.
It is. Yeah. And ethics is so important.
Yep, no doubt. So there's a lot. I just had a buddy of mine who I'm in a monthly mastermind group with a bunch of entrepreneurial dads who we meet once a month. And one of my buddies just went to Tony Robbins' event for the first time in California, like last week. And it's so funny to me how when someone comes out of that event, like they're on fire for the world. And he was just like at a totally different level. And I'm like, man, I missed that. I gotta get back into attending at least one a year or something like that.
It's been a while.
It's amazing the impact that he's been able to have with his organization over the years. You know, but I'm aligned with you on that mission side of wanting to make a difference for agents and the agent community, and obviously that's why we do this show and why we even created not only Tampa Bay Real Producers on a local level, but the Top Producers Nation brand.
I love it.
So that we can try to make an impact on more of a national level. So I'll have to figure out how to get you involved.
I know.
And we can do some coaching together.
I'm excited. I'm excited. You guys are Tampa. I'm over there. So it's like a little, but I have got to get more involved in it because everything that I'm learning, everything that I'm reading, like this is my niche. This is what I want to do beyond just sell. I just feel like there's buyers and sellers out there that are not being taken care of the right way.
Totally.
And you hear horror stories
that's
all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I'm in a deal and actually the toe, and she said I'm the best part of her divorce. She's going through a very tenuous time, and I'm able to help absorb that stress and help her. And this deal's the craziest deal I've ever done, ever in my life. More intricacies, buy, sell, divorce, tax lien, pig.
Yeah, all kinds of fun
pig.
stuff.
Yeah.
A pet pig? Is that what you said?
Pig.
Nice. That's a new one.
Right?
Gets thrown into the process as well.
She's sweet as can be.
Is that part of the closing transaction?
No.
The add-on list?
Well, I just got approved today. She gets to stay 2 weeks after closing.
Okay.
So
with her pet pig?
No, just the pig.
Oh, just the pig. Got
just
it.
the pig with a pet sitter. My client's going on vacation, so we had to find a place to keep the pig for 2 weeks. So
it's interesting that you talk about this though, because I think there is a certain mindset I think it takes to be a top producer and how to serve people at the highest levels. And it really is a consultant mindset rather than a commission sales mindset. And a lot of the top agents, I think, thankfully, from my experience anyway, have that consultant mindset and attitude. And they really, like you said, are great listeners, and they really dig in deeper to what really matters with their buyers and sellers. And I think most agents don't really get that.
Yeah.
Right? They still view real estate as more of a sales model. Yeah. And there obviously are sales components and sales skills needed to position yourself properly. But my experience is there's a difference between the sales mindset and the consulting mindset. Yeah.
It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is, if you're just looking for commission, it's going to come out. It was probably 8 years in real estate before I realized I was a salesperson.
Right.
I'm like, wait, I don't push. You know
Right.
what? You tell me what you want, and I'm going to do my darndest to get it for you the best way so that we can all get a win.
Yeah.
And I've found that I'm really good at absorbing stress from clients. They can dump it all on me, and it just falls off.
Yeah.
I don't keep it. And
it
so
makes them feel good. They can just get it off their
It
off their
does,
chest.
and they should. And there's a lot of that. These are big issues, right? Emotional issues going on. So I do a lot of hot yoga to, burn off my stress, but
that's helpful too.
Yeah.
Is there a certain type of client that you found that you tend to attract or connect with? I know you already talked about some of your luxury experiences recently, but you also serve people of all different types, it sounds like.
Yeah, all different types.
Is there a particular niche at all that you've served really well?
I mean, I've kind of served them all.
Yeah.
Again, I go in, I have turned down some deals before. But I usually don't, because they usually come to me. The people already know who I am and know what I do.
Right.
That referral and repeat business is so valuable.
It's a huge part of the process.
And I appreciate it. It is like the biggest compliment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When
I
they remember you. And I mean, I worked with a client who the deal didn't even get done. We didn't even get the deal finished. He backed out. It was a bad condo. 5 years later, he looked me up and he's like, Kelly, I couldn't remember your last name, but I knew it was Kelly, and I knew you were a realtor and where you were. And, we closed on a townhouse for him not too long ago. And how sweet for him to remember me and to come back even though.
You made a good impression there for sure.
Yeah. And that's like, I'm trying to think, is it ego that I do so well at this? But it makes me feel good. And that's, I think, why I do real estate. So I don't know if it's a bad thing or
it's the connection
good
element,
thing.
I think. And you obviously are talented when it comes to your ability to be a good listener, as you said, and connect. Even when I met you, even on the yacht, like we were able to connect on the Tony Robbins thing. I found in general, there's always a topic that you can connect with people about.
Yes.
And it's just that ability to find out what that topic can be.
Yeah,
right?
Ford.
For us, it was also coaching and being able to figure out like how we can make a difference in the real estate community. We both vibed on that for a while.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about, like, since referrals has been a big part of your business, like, what about like the review side, whether those are Google reviews or other things? Is that an intentional focus for you?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Every time I have a closing, I send for reviews. And I do Google. I mean, I have all the different kinds, but Google for me is the most powerful. And then those can, of course, be shared. But like Sotheby's has a testimonial tree. I make sure when I do my listing package, I make sure that there's information in there on me. Not just how I'm going to market your home, but here's what I've done and here's why I'll do it.
My
and here's
story,
how I'll
my
do
family, my commitments, that kind of thing.
It's important.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody does it like me. I don't know, but I don't. Not everybody's probably a relationship. Everybody's got different ways they come in at it. But for me, it's just been a beautiful way to build relationships with people. Feel like I'm doing the right thing, and it's a challenge, and I love a challenge. I mean.
Have you ever
no's
considered
are not always
doing
no's.
like an annual client appreciation event or something?
I have.
Do you do those?
I do not. I've done one, and it has been a long time since I've done it. So
Okay.
it is something, and that's where I'm struggling right now. I need
time, right?
I need some help. I need some help.
Well, Rob, I think we can help Kelly with some of these
please,
things.
please.
I think we can make this happen.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to grab a call because there's some systems, as I'm hearing you talk, that I think we can even help you with to put it into place. I know you're working with Thomas, which is awesome. He's obviously part of our community.
Yeah.
And his stuff strategically actually integrates with everything we do as well.
Ooh.
So like his AI bots, his AI systems are in our software.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of different components that tie
Sign me
together.
up.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the thing I'm struggling with right now. And I had an assistant for 3 years who was amazing, and then now she's a great realtor, with Keller Williams. I had a virtual assistant. That didn't work for me very well. I don't know if people are having luck with that or not, but mine was sleeping and going to the grocery store.
It's a give and take. I have a bunch on my team,
Yeah.
but some are really good, and others, I've had some that have been with me literally for over 10 years.
Wow.
And then I've had others that drive me nuts within the first month.
Yeah.
So it's just,
one of my weaknesses is I'm not very good at delegating. I'm not a good manager. I would just rather do it myself, get out of my way, and I'll do it.
yeah,
Or, I'm just not great at explaining. So
Yeah.
I need
we got to fix that.
help. I'm open.
Which is
I'm
a great
an
way to
open book.
run an independent business, but it's impossible to scale that way.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
And I want to do more. And I will say there's some, I'm having to look at the level of service that I provide. And the reality is I'm going to have to do something a little bit differently to be able to do more business. Yep. Spending, laying sod or mulch or sprinklers or painting or cleaning, packing, those things are important to me. But I'd also like to find someone in that maybe is on my team that I can bring in to do those things. So it's part of the Kelly Ackley team instead of referring outside of my network. So the team is really what I want to build. But yeah, if you have stuff
I'm
to
learning.
help me,
My
I'm
brain
wide
is
open.
thinking, moving a lot, Kelly.
I'm wide open.
Brain is moving a lot.
I'm excited.
You might have already answered this. I was going to ask you, what do you think is your biggest challenge? And I think you might have just addressed it in terms of just scalability and team development and that kind of thing. Was that how you would answer that question?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So I've given myself a 2-year goal, and I'm hoping it doesn't take 2 years, but I'd really like to have a solid team in place. I'll always sell, but I think this coaching thing is just something really that would be fulfilling for my heart. Yeah. And I think it would help the industry. And I think it's going to help some clients. I have. I haven't been paid for it, but I do coach.
Just like agents that you connected with and whatever.
Yeah. So I have, quite a few reach out to me, even from other brokerages, just to help, just to give a little bit of advice. I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, I just got this inspection report and it says this. What do I say?
Right.
Title company just asked me for an EDO. What is that? Right. Like, these things that you can help teach and guide.
Which is really what a great team leader would do. So you have it seems like the desire and the motivation to really run a kick butt team.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of scaling that up. Thankfully, we have a great amount of team leaders in our network too that would easily want to connect with you and help you.
I love it.
Making that happen. So that's always a good thing too.
Yeah.
All right, a couple quick things on the personal side. Man, it's already time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? Time goes fast.
Yeah, it goes slow when you're not.
I know. This was quick.
It's odd that it's the same time.
For people who didn't get a chance yet to check out your article, I know you already mentioned that you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
What do you just love to do for fun? What keeps you busy?
I love to play.
Beach time, yoga. What kind of play we talking about?
Anything active. I am basically a 12-year-old girl still. And I'm actually a tomboy. So,
nice.
I mean, I love to bike. I have an e-bike that I ride like I'm Indiana Jones. I'm jumping. This is probably how I hurt what I have going on right now.
We didn't talk about it on camera, but she's going. You can't even tell that Kelly's in like pain right now.
Yeah.
She's still smiling and bubbly and having a great time, but she's on pain meds because of a pinched nerve in her neck or something.
Yes.
Which is insane.
Yeah,
so
but
we'll be having to pray for you to get that fixed.
Thank
soon.
you. We have lots of people praying for me. That's good.
That is good.
Yeah, I play. I ride the bike. I kayak. I paddleboard. I love to hike. Not much for walking.
So pretty active.
Very active. Anything that I can do. I'll climb a tree. I just
climb a tree.
Honestly, I just want to play.
Are you a water gal? Do you like going out in the water?
Water, absolutely, which is why I don't like when it gets cold.
Yeah.
And I know nobody else thinks this is cold.
Well, you're in the right state.
But when the water is too cold to get into it without a wetsuit, I used to surf. I haven't surfed in a while.
Do you like sports?
I love sports. So my first career, I wanted to be a sports journalist.
Yeah.
But back then,
I actually
I'm 52
wanted to be a sports
back then.
agent. That was my first
really?
goal. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I didn't want to go to law school though, so that kind of fell off the map.
Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah. No, I love sports. Football.
Is that your favorite?
Hockey.
Football?
Football is my favorite. Basketball is second. Maybe baseball is second. Then
Your Bucks gal?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
They're
Bucks
looking good
gal,
this year.
Rays. I know.
Real
I'm so
good.
proud.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield, I wasn't sure about him when he first came on. I
He's
just felt
won
like
over
he
the
was
town.
too confident and he held the ball too long and he kept getting sacked that first year.
He's got a strong arm and he's a leader, you can tell.
He is.
They love him.
And he was so emotional, I think. I think he wasn't able to really manage those emotions. And so I'd like to know, I think, he's been other places and not done well.
Yeah.
So he obviously had someone or something, a system, a mentor that came into his life to make him who he is today. Because there's been a pretty drastic change if you look at his past behavior with other teams to who he is right now.
I know he's pretty bold with his faith now. And I think that might have been an influence of his wife because I don't remember how long they've been married, but I don't think it's been
not
that long.
No, they're just
and they have a young, I think it's a young daughter.
Yeah.
I saw a video of her running on the field and going after her dad there on the field, which was cute.
I know.
But even going back to his rookie year in Cleveland, he, like you said, he was definitely saying a lot of wild things and kind of out of the box with some of the attitude stuff.
Yeah.
But he had some really good games in that rookie season.
Did.
I think they just gave up on him way too soon.
Yeah.
And then he never really got a ton of opportunity in Carolina for a while with the Panthers. Yeah. He was kind of a meddling back up, and then eventually got a couple games to start. But Tampa gave him a shot after Brady retired to shine, and he's definitely
right. He has grown
salvaged
into it.
Yeah.
But he's matured, and that's really what it is, I think. And faith. You know, you mentioned faith. I live in a lot of faith, and that is.
Where do you go to church?
Gulf Coast. I just started going to Gulf Coast. So I grew up at the First Baptist Church of Indian Rocks. My mom worked there for 15 years, Southern Baptist.
Oh, we talked about that too. That's where Hulk Hogan and Sky went, right?
I know. Yeah, it's we used to see them at church.
Yeah.
So.
Were you friends with them?
No. Okay. Sky, I know through friends. But yeah, I never met Hulk Hogan.
Gotcha.
Just at church, you know.
He was my man. I was
really?
I was a Hulkamaniac for sure.
Oh man,
yeah.
Good guy. Yeah.
You ever go to the karaoke things that they do over at his restaurant on Monday nights?
No.
They do a monthly big karaoke themed event on I think it's the first Monday over at his restaurant in Clearwater.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. I was invited a couple times. I haven't been over there myself yet, but
I mean, no one else will want me to go once they hear me sing.
Yes, that's probably the same with
I am
me.
tone
Maybe that's
deaf.
why I haven't gone yet. I don't know.
Tone deaf. I love it though. I'll sing. Just
me
nobody
too.
wants to hear
I've had
it.
some fun nights at the karaoke machine before,
right?
But
Yeah.
not necessarily over there.
Yeah.
But cool.
Yeah.
So a couple rapid fire questions. Ready?
Ready.
What's a favorite book or author, seminar?
Brave New World.
Brave New World.
Aldous Huxley.
Who wrote that?
Aldous Huxley.
Okay, I have not read it.
It is incredible, and
I've heard of it.
It's a very good book. It's I read it in high school, and I've reread it. I actually just saw it this morning. I keep it around all the time. There's some lessons in there.
Good. Very practical.
Practical. It's basically the government taking over, acting like it's a nice thing that they're helping.
So it's a fiction book?
Mm-hmm. It's a fiction
with probably nonfiction realities to it as well.
Yeah.
But Brave New World. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
it's a classic.
Do you have a favorite movie, TV show?
So I really like crime documentaries.
Do you?
So yeah, I'm watching Court Cam and Interrogation Raw right now.
That's funny.
I know, and I don't even like the fake stuff. I just like the real stuff. I love documentaries. So
I actually do too. I don't watch it that much, but when I do, I get really into it.
Yeah, I'm like 10:30 at night usually.
They grab my attention.
Till midnight is my TV time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just music. I listen to music all day.
I'm usually just watching sports. Like I watch a live game almost every night, because it goes from baseball season to football season to basketball season. So all three of those I'm a fan of all three of those.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why the only reason
I don't have
cable.
a lot of time to watch other things.
Yeah, the only reason I have cable is for sports.
Right.
NFL Network, because when it's off season, I can watch games still, which I love because you miss games throughout. I can't watch every game, even with NFL Ticket. So on the off season, then I can watch NFL Network and catch up on the games I missed, or the reruns. Or
I just got the Roku with the YouTube TV subscription that does all the magic you need right there. It's got it all.
There's so many different things out there. All these apps.
Too many.
I'm trying to keep up. I stick with
Kelly.
Hulu. Hulu's my favorite.
Too many different things is the truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you had the opportunity to go to one place in the world, where would it be?
Ireland.
And you've never been?
As we talked, I have not been.
Okay.
I have not been, and I really want to go to, I want to see it all, but I really want to go to Northern Ireland. It's really where the IRA is.
That's where your family's from?
That's my family. That's my people. Yeah, dark Irish. So
I flew into Galway. Yeah, I flew into Galway, spent about a week there, and then we went to Dublin.
Okay.
For close to another week. We did a little weekend puddle jumper over to London, my wife and I back then, and so we enjoyed that as well. But that's not Northern Ireland, I don't think, right? That's more like middle mainland area.
Yeah. It's just there's a little crook of Ireland, and it's up in the top.
Yeah.
What time of year did you go?
March.
Was it nice?
It was beautiful.
I'm afraid it's going to be cold and damp.
It was a little cold and damp.
I hate cold
It was
and
a
damp.
little bit.
That's
I mean,
why I
it
live in
wasn't.
Florida.
I wouldn't call it warm. We were wearing long sleeves and had some jackets and stuff, but it wasn't
Yeah.
uncomfortable, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I want
Probably
to
a
kiss
little
the Blarney
rainy a little bit.
Stone and
We did all that nonsense. Yeah.
Spain. I'd like to go to Spain.
I liked Galway better than Dublin. Galway was awesome.
Really?
I felt like it was just a really Irish feeling, like local town where you walk through and all the Irish pubs and the cobblestone streets, and everybody's got the strong Irish accents. And they were very friendly, and they actually liked Americans, I guess, or they faked that they did either way. So it worked out.
They were polite.
Yeah, they were polite enough.
Yeah.
Dublin was cool. I'm a big history fan, so Dublin had some of the coolest museums for like they had like Bibles from like the 900s and other old school architecture like that. The tallest building in the whole country is the Guinness Building in Dublin.
Wow!
So that was a cool tour as well to do. But yeah, it was a fun week. It was actually longer than a week.
Yeah. It makes you see how new we are.
I was surprised how when
know?
you're on the plane landing in Ireland, like the whole thought of how you always see on TV and commercials how everything is green and they got the potlucks and all that stuff. And it's true that it's such a green look. Like you could see it when you're landing in. It's like, wow, it really is that emerald green feel to it,
Beautiful.
So it was neat. Yeah.
I can't wait. I'll go. My daughter's been trying
So hopefully I just got you inspired that you can now book a flight with your daughter and make it happen.
Alarm. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's okay. Let it ring.
It's
We're
gonna
going to wrap
keep going.
up here. So one of the other
there.
clients. All right, here's my last question
Just
as
an
we
alarm,
do wrap
so
up.
I have a ringer off.
So I'm a big fan of trying to live intentionally and thinking about what type of legacy we'd want to build through the days that God gives us. And when that day does come and you're thinking about on that rocking chair, hopefully many years from now, when you don't have any pain anymore and you're thinking about what you'd want to be most remembered for.
Yeah.
What type of thoughts come to mind? What type of legacy do you think
The
you'd
way
want
I
to
made
leave?
people feel. It's really important to me. It's really important to me.
How do you want to make them feel?
I want to make them feel loved, taken care of, safe, protected. We all have this life, and there's things that are good and bad in it. And when someone shows care and concern, it makes a big difference. I think that I see the world in a pretty positive view. And I know there are some people, especially these days, that are not looking at it that way, that they're seeing the negative. And I want to be able to try to see if I can shift it. It's a little bit of a challenge, and I enjoy challenges.
Yeah.
But I
know
want
what they say, all it takes is one light to be able to outshine the darkness, right?
Honest to goodness. And you hear it. If you make someone's day, I always tell my kids, don't get irritated with someone if they do something rude to you, because you don't know where that person's at right now.
Right.
You don't know what happened in their day or what's happening in their life. So just lead with kindness. And I promise you get the kindness back. And it's like it's a circle, right? But you have to give it first.
Yeah, no doubt.
Before you get it. Because, you hear people say, oh, no one ever smiles at me. Or, oh, no one ever says hi to me. Well, sometimes
you smile
have to
first.
take the first step.
Yeah, exactly.
People are amazing. And if you take the time to listen to their story, you learn something from every single person you meet. Every single, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
That's why I love this show, actually.
I love life. Yeah. It is
I
a
love
great
being
way to
able
get
to bring
know
on
people.
guests like yourself and dig into their story and just learn a little bit more about what got them to where they are and what their thought processes are like. It's probably my favorite thing that I get to do.
I bet. Making this industry better. I appreciate it.
No doubt.
I really do. It means a lot to me.
Well, I appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
So we are going to have to wrap up our episode,
Okay.
but the way we always try to do it is to challenge the audience. So whether you're watching live on YouTube or any of our other streaming platforms, or you're listening in on any of the 15 plus podcast platforms that we're on, what is one action step that you can take based on our conversation today with Kelly that could propel you forward personally or professionally? We talked about a lot of different things. Obviously, Kelly is committed to providing great service and being genuine and having that consultant mentality with her clients. And maybe there's some things there that you can learn in your own business. Maybe you need to get a coach. You heard Kelly talk about her excitement for coaching. And if someone, by the way, wants to reach out to you and connect with you and just ask your questions, a couple things, what's the best way to connect with you?
Well, my phone's 727-515-6504. So I try to answer all my calls. I really do. Or text me. I'm on Kelly Ackley Realtor. If you Google me, I'm everywhere. I have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. So Kelly Ackley Realtor, and I'd be happy to speak with anyone. And I might pick something up from you.
No doubt.
Right? That's the way
Absolutely.
it goes.
And we'll put the description here too with it's ACKLEY, Kelly Ackley.
Yeah, with Premier Sothebys.
So take action. We encourage you to do something. Don't just passively listen in on these episodes, but maybe you need to pick up the Brave New World book, and maybe that's the step that you have to take. Or again, look for a coach or a consultant or somebody that you can clarify what you want to be about. Maybe you need to dig into some AI bots like Kelly just did as well, or pick out a way that can help grow your business. There's so many different things that can make an impact, and if you listen intently on these episodes, you'll find those nuggets, at least one per episode, that will be able to make a difference in your business as well. Maybe you just need to subscribe to our show. Click the little button below. That way you'll be notified every time we drop a new episode, which is every week. And again, it's Top Producers Nation on YouTube. You can find all that on all the socials as well. And we would love to talk to you more. If you are somebody who would love to dig in a little bit more to how to be able to manage your social media at a higher level, how to be able to build out a funnel for yourself so you can position yourself and your USP, unique selling proposition, in a way that's going to attract the clients that you want in your business. Maybe you need some help with that or just some guidance on that. feel free to reach out to us, and we would love to have a call with you, a discovery call, to figure out how we can come alongside of you and support you and help raise the bar of success for all agents, not only here in Tampa Bay, but in whatever market that you're located in. That's why Top Producers Nation is the name, and not just Tampa Bay here locally in our market. We appreciate all our Tampa Bay people, though, and we thank you for your support with our Tampa Bay Real Producers franchise. We, of course, will see you on the next episode of Top Producers Nation. We'll see you there.
Thank you so much.